Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Pascoe, and this video is all about the mind, body, and emotional aspects of the second chakra. I discussed the system of chakras in the first video, the root chakra video. Here, I'm solely focusing on the second chakra, the sacral chakra. The system of chakras is fascinating, and it is a whole system where you really can't take apart a piece of the system. Yet at the same time, each individual chakra has so many mind, body, emotional contributions to the whole system, it deserves its own video. So this video is solely about the second chakra. In this video, I will discuss the energy contributions of the second chakra. I will also discuss how to identify healthy second chakra energy, how to identify imbalances in that energy, and then I will offer holistic strategies to reestablish balance if you find that you're out of balance in the second chakra. The second chakra is also referred to as the sacral chakra, and its location is in the pelvic region, the low abdomen region. The Sanskrit word for the second chakra is Svadhisthana, and that means where the self is established. You will also often see it translated as one's own abode, but it really is the energy of establishing what makes you, you. Where the root chakra established your physical existence, your life, the second chakra establishes the energy of how to live. It's the energy that enlivens your senses and creates feelings for you to move into your life. The energy of the second chakra developed around the age of 6 months through 2 years. And the energy was activated by the realization of another person. It was also established by the energies of feelings and sensations, which created preferences. This created movement from the self outward. It established energies like, I like that, I want that, I feel that. The second chakra is associated with the element of water, and it creates a fluid, moving energy. It's associated with the sense of taste. And of course, water is essential for taste because you can't taste anything with a dry tongue. And it's associated with the color orange. Orange is associated with joy and vitality, also sweetness, which goes along with the taste of the second chakra. The energies of the second chakra are feelings and sensation, creativity and passion. Joy is the primary healthy emotion of the second chakra. This movement, these energies, sensations, and feelings also establish the energy of relationships. The second chakra is the foundation of relationships, of connection, of moving from self to another person. The organs and body parts associated with the second chakra are ones around the location. It's hips and pelvis. It's basically any joints, any parts of the body that have movement. It's also associated with the reproductive organs. Healthy and balanced second chakra energy creates movement and fluidity in both mind and body, an ease of movement, an ease of moving through emotions and not getting stuck in one particular emotion. In balance, you're flexible, you have joy, you're content and creative in your own life. You feel a passion and desire. You're comfortable with your emotions, and you also have healthy boundaries with your emotions. Second chakra creates passions and desires and healthy relationship connections, healthy boundaries, feelings of intimacy and comfort with intimacy. You'll feel creative, and you'll be able to move with ease in and out of situations that don't serve you. So you're able to have that ability to let go, to flow, to move on. Imbalances, when the second chakra is out of balance, it can, like all the chakras, it can show up as excesses of energy and also blocks to energy, which lead to deficiencies. Excesses in the second chakra energy can lead to pleasure seeking, addiction, relationship dependencies, poor boundaries, seductive and manipulative behaviors, and obsessive thoughts and behaviors. Blocks and deficiencies in second chakra energy can lead to a rigidity, a stiffness, and that can show up physically in the body where there's a lot of tight muscles and stiff joints and just difficulty with movement. It can lead to rigidity in mind and emotions as well, getting stuck in an emotion, and especially guilt. The continuum of guilt to joy is the primary emotion established in second chakra. So guilt, of course, is the block to joy. And so a deficiency, a block, can look like a lot of guilt and just being stuck there and not able to move past it and move back into your life with enjoyment. Blocks and deficiencies can also look like a cold, dry disposition, a life lacking enjoyment and creativity and passion. This can also lead to fertility and reproductive issues and fears of intimacy. Like all chakras, imbalances can occur at any time. If imbalances occurred during the developmental stage, that could look like those first moments when someone was developing desires and preferences. If their feelings were not validated or they were invalidated and shamed for having preferences and desires, even things like wanting attention and affection from a loved one, that can establish a second chakra imbalance. Of course, that can happen at any time. If someone's feelings are invalidated, especially if they're told you're wrong for feeling that, that's a disruption of that natural energy, and that can lead to an imbalance in the second chakra. The second chakra energy establishes desires and urges. So at any point, how those are handled, how someone's desires or urges are handled, sets the disposition of the second chakra energy. As a holistic psychologist, what I see that would indicate an imbalance in the second chakra energy is first how that person actually walks into my office. If they walk with a very stiff gait, very rigid body, I'm already starting to think that there might be some second chakra imbalances there. If they sit down in a way that indicates they're having issues with their hips, again, that's a bit of data, not confirmation data, but a bit of data to make me think there might be something going on with the second chakra energy. If my client talks about relationship issues, specifically issues like separation anxiety, or any kind of dependency issues or obsessive behavior, like they're checking their partner's phone all the time, they don't feel like they can connect to that person, that again is starting to form some data. There might be an imbalance in second chakra. If my clients make statements like, I just don't know how to have fun, I don't seem to enjoy anything in my life, I don't even know what I like. Again, this is some information suggesting there's an imbalance in the second chakra. And lastly, another piece of information that I tend to see is if they discuss things about being emotionally manipulated or being shamed, especially as a child, this suggests there could be an imbalance in the second chakra. As with any chakra, all of them, they can be influenced at any time, both influenced to be out of balance and influenced to get back into balance. That's the good news about the chakras. So there's many ways to help restore balance. And first, it's really important when you're working through strategies to reestablish healthy balance that you're intentional with what you're trying to accomplish with this particular energy. So being intentional and set an intention that whatever intervention you're using, you're trying to feel it while you're using that intervention, because you want to establish that healthy relationship with emotions, with feelings, being able to interact with your feelings without setting up categories like these are good ones and these are bad ones, simply being able to hold space for feelings. So whatever intervention you're working through, trying to approach it from that place, a non-judgmental, simply holding space for what you're feeling while you're feeling it. That's going to help all these interventions be more successful. Because second chakra energy specifically is about movement, where first was a single point, second created movement into your life, movement is at the top of the list for interventions. And movement that has that integrated mind-body quality to it, where you're feeling what you're doing while you're doing it. Because of the nature of the second chakra being fluid and juicy, doing movements that also have those qualities, like yoga, of course. I will never not say yoga, of course, because that is a mind-body practice, and a lot of the movements do have a fluidity to them, especially if you practice like that. Something like vinyasa style yoga can be super useful. Vinyasa yoga is that yoga style that is linking breath to movement. Dance is another movement practice that's so beneficial, because dance, it creates joy within your being while you're dancing. It's fun, it's creative, it's expressive, it shows passion. So that's another one. Swimming is also, again, we want to take all these energies of the second chakra and interact with them in a way to establish healthy balance. So swimming, being in water, playing in water, or just, exercise type swimming is still very beneficial. So movement is definitely top of the list. Breathing, of course, is also quite at the top of the list, because breathing is prana. Prana's energy. Pranayama is the direction of energy. You're moving your breath to create an effect. And so the breathing that goes really good with this second chakra is called Dirga breath. And Dirga is a 3-part breath. And the goal of it while you're practicing is, as you take an inhale, you imagine and attempt to first fill up the bottom part of your lungs. So your belly is going to start to expand and fill up the bottom. And then you mindfully feel your rib cage start to expand as you fill up the middle portion of your lungs. And then the upper part of your chest expands as you fill up the top part on this inhale. And then as you exhale, it's the opposite. So you're exhaling first, releasing from the top, then the middle, and then the bottom. It's just like filling up a glass of water. You first pour into the bottom, and then the middle, and then the top. And then as you exhale or pour out, you first release from the top, the middle, and the bottom. So we first start with this kind of 3-part focus, and then the goal is to stitch it together. So it's like a seamless flow of filling and releasing, and it creates a wave-like, calming, soothing, lovely energy within your body. So that's called Dirga breath. So that's the number 1 breathing practice that goes with the second chakra energy. Another breathing practice that you could do would be to link it up with the movement. Like I mentioned, vinyasa yoga, to breathe while you're moving. So one move is an inhale, the next move is an exhale, and you're concentrating on that practice to feel the breath move through each part of your body with fluidity and comfort and ease. That's establishing second chakra healthy energy. It's breaking up the stiffness and the tightness, the blocks. So breath with movement is another breathing practice that you can do. Next is meditations, what you can do with your mind. So again, a meditation can be a movement meditation coordinated with the breath. When you're in there and focusing on that experience, it becomes meditative. You're all there, completely present, so it's meditative. You can also do something like meditating simply on the color orange and imagining as you inhale, creating this orange light in your pelvic region, and then as you exhale, imagining it release. As you inhale, imagine that orange light creating joy and passion. And then as you exhale any blocks to that energy. So that's another way you can do a meditation that's going to support second chakra. And then another one is to simply witness your physical senses, to go through all 5 physical senses, just simply noticing them in any moment in time without judgment. This also can be done with feelings, simply identifying feelings that you're having in any given moment and interacting and holding space with them without judgment, without preference, without, I hate this emotion, this is terrible, it feels terrible. Simply being like, okay, this is guilt. I feel guilt. I can notice it deep within my body. It feels heavy, it feels sharp, whatever the qualities are, and simply holding space but not judging it with any kind of preference. That's another meditation you can do to help second chakra. This goes right along with mantra. Mantra, again, is mind tool. So saying things over and over and over again to support this energy, like, I am a creative being. I am full of passion. I love to live in my life and move through my life with ease and comfort. Saying those things over and over creates that disposition with you. We listen to what we say. We listen to our thoughts all the time. So if we're directing them specifically to create an energy, it's going to do that over time. I always say it this way, especially to my clients: practice till you feel it. Keep saying it until it actually becomes real. The mind has that power to create that. So mantra can be super useful. Activities that you can do to support healthy second chakra energy, of course, are to move your body, take a walk, go dancing, dance in your house, dance in your room, whatever environment that you have that you can be able to do that. Commune with water. Be around water. Enjoy water. Water is the element associated with second chakra, fluid and moving. So wherever you live, if you have a chance to go see water, or you could even watch a video with water in it, or close your eyes and imagine it. The mind always has the ability, no matter what our environment is, to create a more positive disposition if we take the time to do that. So any communing with water that you can do, get a little fountain and put that in your house somewhere. Then you always have water to sit around and enjoy. Going through the 5 physical senses is always useful in influencing them to support the energy you want. So taste is the sense that is associated with second chakra energy. So tasting things that are juicy and sweet, that's the primary taste that you want to go for to balance that sweet, enjoyable taste. So peeling an orange and eating the orange slowly and mindfully and actually tasting it. Sometimes we don't eat our food that way. Sometimes, so often, we don't eat our food that way. We don't take the time to actually enjoy the food while we're consuming it. So do that. Get a delicious piece of dark chocolate and simply taste it while you're eating it. Take the time to eat a single raspberry and taste the sweetness while you're eating it. Sometimes we just pop that food in our mouth and don't notice. But so using taste, that's the primary one, but we can use all 5 physical senses. So the sense of sight, I already touched on. Watching water if you can. The color orange, when you see that, when you wear that, when you're around that, can be beneficial. So things that are water-like, flowing, fluid movements, art, creativity. If you're looking at art, you're looking at creativity, those kinds of things will be beneficial to use the sense of sight to influence the second chakra. The sense of sounds, again, there's definitely a theme here, right? Like we're going all these energies that are of the second chakra. So the sounds, again, would be things like ocean waves, water sounds, those kinds of things. Any kind of music, actually, that makes you feel that energy of passion or creativity is going to be useful. And then, of course, the sense of smell. So the sense of smell, again, sweet sense, sense that create kind of like a juicy awareness to them. So some florals and some sweetness. So like orange, grapefruit, jasmine, ylang ylang. Vanilla can be somewhat helpful in this too because of the sweetness quality of that. So being around those scents where you can simply, again, peel that orange, but also take the time to smell it in addition to tasting it, or of course making aromatherapies that are available to use when you feel that you have these blocks to the second chakra can be really helpful. And this kind of goes back to sight, but it's just another one of my absolute favorite things is gemstones. I love gemstones. I love to wear them. I love to be near them. I love to see them. So it goes with a sense of sight. But gemstones that are associated with the second chakra are primarily carnelian. That is an agate stone that is often orangish, reddish, sometimes clear, sometimes white. I'm wearing one right here to be able to show it. I also have some agates here, some carnelians. And then also moonstone is a very useful one because that moon energy is very fluid and very light, very moving. Of course, it moves our tides in the real natural world. So a lot of movement energy with moonstone, and then maybe like orange aventurine. So stones that are orange can be really beneficial. So gemstones, and of course, then you can wear them and you can see them and you can touch them. I didn't mention touch too much because there's just not as much with touch, but it would be aligned with everything else. It would be interacting with water, feeling water. So even taking a little more time when you're washing your hands to actually enjoy the feeling of the water could be beneficial. And then lastly, for the holistic interventions that I'm going to discuss is journal prompts. Every time we interact with this energy, with mind and body, we're going to have the ability to influence it. So taking the time to write out some of your feelings about energies of the second chakra. So journaling about what brings you joy, what blocks your joy, how you feel connected to another person and who those people are, how feelings have been handled for you, and how you would like to be able to interact with your feelings. Those are some journal prompts that can be really useful to start to cultivate this positive, healthy second chakra energy. And at the same time, journaling out the things that can highlight some of the blocks so you have a better chance to move them on. As you can see, as with all the chakras, there's a lot of things that can be done. You're really not limited. So if you're finding that you have a block, maybe it's from childhood, maybe it's from a long established relationship or a situation, you have the ability to be able to reestablish healthy balance. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found this information useful. Chakras are fascinating, and I know this is just a snapshot of the energy. So I encourage you to continue to explore. And in the root chakra video, I did put a resource in the description there of a really good book to be able, if you want to explore more on it. And in addition, I always want to mention this, I have yoga practices that are associated with each of the chakras individually that kind of highlight the specific energies, especially from a physical standpoint, in those videos if you want to practice along with those. Thank you for watching.